Hello, this is Matt with Sun Pumps, and today we're going to go over how to splice your well cable to your pump cable. One of the most common failures that we see is splices that haven't been done quite right, and they allow the water to get in and corrode the terminals. So we're trying to show you the proper way to do a splice. The tools that you'll need for this, you'll need to have a knife to cut the insulation. You'll need to have a wire stripper to strip back the insulation, and then you'll have to have a crimper to crimp on the terminals, and then a torch or some way to heat the heat shrink. You know, a torch or a heat gun or something like that. Okay, so here we have a 10-2 pump cable, and this is just a 10 gauge pump wire that'd be hooked up to your pump. And we're just going to splice these together. So we'll start by just cutting this insulation back. This stuff is really tough, so you gotta put a good amount of pressure on it to cut it, but you got to be careful not to get into your conductor. So just be kind of gentle. And then peel that back. Okay, and then we can strip the individual conductors. Okay, I'll just open up our pack here. This is our S703 splice kit. And it comes with one large heat shrink that you put over the top of everything. And then it comes with 3 smaller ones that go on your individual conductors. And you want about half of the splice. You want the length of your exposed wire to be about half of this, so it'll go in half up to the halfway point there. So just strip these, and then we'll just crimp them onto one side here. One thing that is commonly forgotten is either to put the large shrink tube on first, or to put the individual one on the conductor before crimping it. So before you do your final crimp there, make sure that this one is on here and that your large one is also on there. So today we're using MAP gas. You can use propane, MAP gas, you know, kind of whatever you need, but MAP gas burns a little hotter, but propane's fine. I mean, it doesn't need to be MAP gas, but that's what we're using today. Okay, so now we're all crimped. Now we get to shrink them down. So we've got a torch here. Make sure your area is fairly flame resistant. And it's best if you start in the middle and kind of work to the edges, or start at one edge and work all the way across. So I'm going to start in the middle and just work to both edges. And you've got to be kind of careful that you don't do too much with the torch, because they will burn pretty easy. And as you're going, you can kind of see the air bubbles kind of squishing out the sides, and then the adhesive will actually squish out a little bit. You can see a little adhesive there, so it'll squish out, and that's what you're looking for. You want to have no air bubbles in the middle, and you want to have the adhesive just squishing out a little bit on the sides. So let's do the other two conductors here. So another option that you can use if you don't want to use a torch is you can use a heat gun. It gives you a little more control. Doesn't get quite as hot. It takes a little bit longer, but usually you don't have to worry about burning it quite so much. It's a little easier to use. But the torch is a little easier out in the field when you don't really have other options. If you try to put the large one over the top of them when they're still really hot, it will stick halfway and you won't be able to get it on. It'll get, you know, halfway and it'll just get stuck to the other adhesive, and it won't make it. So let them cool down a little bit. You can help it out if you got a wet rag. you can put that on there and it'll cool it off a little faster. And you don't have to worry about this one being perfect because this one does not have the adhesive in it. It's just more of a protector to keep the other conductors protected from getting scraped up or anything. All right, and there we have the finished product ready to go down in the well. All right, there we have our finished product. Thank you for watching the video, and if you have any further questions, please contact our office. We'll be happy to help you.